What is up, Fantasy Endgame fam? It is underdog time. I want to say draft time, but it's like draft time never ends. Chris, you good to go?
I'm good to go. Just finished a draft with some of our subscribers, but I'm good to go still. Let's do it.
That's right. The real drafts are here. And another very real draft. Best ball. Yours was best ball. Redraft. This is best ball. Stakes, sorry to say, a little bit higher here. We have millions of dollars to win. Best Ball Mania 5. Look, not a lot of time left to do it. I mean, honestly, thing is not only almost full, but the season is almost here. I'll tell you, even the slow drafts, I love me some slow drafts. Even the slow drafts feel like they're going fast because I feel like I'm on the clock constantly now. The clocks have shortened from 8 hours to 4 hours, and pretty soon they'll be even shorter. But we're gonna do the real short version, 30-second clock. Best Ball Mania 5 still live, and that's not the only contest for Underdog. Of course, they still have several others. So this is the perfect time to do it. And look, maybe you're not even into drafting for best ball. That's fine. How about picks for week one for every game, almost every player you can even think of, starting right there with the first game Thursday. You got the Ravens and the Chiefs. I mean, just look at all those lovely picks. You can go higher, lower. You have the spicy picks where you can get the little bonuses, and you can do in-game live picks even once the games start. You don't have to even do it before kickoff. And so this is actually the perfect time to sign up. For some reason, you don't have an Underdog account. And oh, yeah, that game, that Chiefs Ravens game, you get a free pick, a freebie, because look, even if Travis Kelce, whether he is or he isn't still an elite fantasy tight end, I'm pretty sure he can get 1 yard. I mean, you feel like he's going to smash this, I'm guessing.
Yes. I think he can smash this, yes.
So, yeah, his line was like 72. No, just 1 yard. He gets 1 yard. You win. You get this free pick. This is if you sign up for Underdog for the very first time. If you haven't tried it, again, just try it out. Use code ENDGAME because that not only gets you the free Kelsey pick, it gets you the $1,000 bonus cash deposit match up to. You don't have to deposit that much, but you get it matched quite a bit, so it's worth it. You get to play with some free money. You get a free pick and so much more. But then there's also still time if you want to draft a best ball team, just draft and then sit back and watch them rack up points. We're going to do that now. So let's get in here, guys. You already know the deal. If you already have your Underdog app, see if you can jump in here with us. Let's get in on one. What's up, Benny? Everybody else? So, Best Ball Mania 5, just go ahead and get it there. Make sure you do the 30 seconds one. And Chris and I are going to try to get in the same one together. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3, enter.
Oh, is it full again?
It is full. It looks like we're in the same one at least. Man, I'm telling you, it's tight. Okay. We're in.
That's like the third time in a row this has happened, but we made it in, so.
Yeah, like not kidding.
I'm at the 12, you're at the 3.
They're filling up just faster and faster. All right. Well, I'll take the 3. I like the 3. And I know you like the 12. You never mind the turn there, right?
Never mind the 12. Don't mind it at all.
All right. But now we actually need to talk because I have a feeling I know who my top 3 are because they're the same top 3. Do you think it's possible that you're going to get one of these guys fall to you at the 12, like Jamar Chase? Because I'm telling you, we've been seeing his ADP fall. People are starting to panic because it was a 180, right? He showed up to practice. We're like, okay, yeah, he's fine. And then what was it today? He like showed up late or he left early or what?
No, he showed up. So yeah, the interesting thing with Chase was, right, he wants an extension already, which is kind of crazy, but whatever. And then he started practicing earlier this week, and Zach Taylor, the head coach, was like, yeah, Chase is good for week 1. And then today he showed up to practice 10 minutes late in street clothes. So, and then Zach Taylor said, like, yeah, I probably overstated things, like put my foot in my mouth. We're still taking it day to day with him. So I do think you probably are, and I think right here we're already seeing it. like you probably are going to see Jamar Chase fall in your drafts. But I mean, do you really think Jamar Chase isn't going to be out there week 1?
Week 1, I do think it's possible. I mean, I don't think he's going to extend it too far. The thing is not whether I think he's going to still be sitting there, haggling by week 1. It's like, what if he finally decides, okay, I'm done with this. He just might not be ready. You know what I mean? If he's not practicing, they might take it easy with him.
True.
But the question really is then, okay, if let's say that does happen, let's say he just doesn't even play week 1, but then he'll be good to go. Like, should that matter? It's just 1 week at the beginning of the season.
No. Should not matter. If I told you right now Chase is going to be out there week 2 until the end of the season, are you dropping Chase?
No, you shouldn't. No. You shouldn't. Now, I might drop Chase just because I'm worried in general about him staying in one piece because it's been a problem, right? Not about holdout or anything. Just, that's a risk. But look, Justin Jefferson got hurt last year. Garrett Wilson was fine, but his quarterback was hurt all year. He suffered because of that. I mean, you never know, right? You never really know.
Right. And then the other one, I got a lot of Chase questions during the draft. Also got some Aiyuk questions. The Aiyuk one is really weird. It's like every time we think, okay, hold on, let me make these picks real quick. I'm going to go Marvin Harrison. I'm actually going to go JT here because I have a lot of Gibbs, even though I do prefer Gibbs over JT. This Aiyuk one is crazy, right? It seems like every time we're getting close to a resolution, like, okay, there's a trade, then nothing happens. Oh, they're ready to sign an extension. Nothing happens. Like Aiyuk, like that was the report today, right? Like, oh, they're expecting Aiyuk to be out there practicing today. Finally going to be back. Nope, no Aiyuk at practice today. Like, it just seems like nothing has happened here. Like, so I know Aiyuk not as quite of a big a name as Chase, but still a pretty big name. How worried are you about Aiyuk right now?
A little bit. Again, I don't feel like I can move him down in terms of ranking, at least not too far. What I notice is, look, just happened. Debo off the board at 14. That's what I really noticed is Debo seems to have shot up. I mean, early second round, we weren't thinking about him in this range. So, and then again, we're doing underdog. It's best ball. It's different, right? Debo doesn't have to stay intact all year. Of course, if you're taking him early second round, pick 14, I mean, you're kind of hoping he does more than just have a few good weeks. But still, I think Debo is already benefiting from it. I don't know. I still feel the same. Aiyuk's playing the game, right? He obviously wants to stay in San Fran. He's not going to necessarily get what he wants, but he also doesn't necessarily have leverage as much as he thinks he does. So I'm not avoiding him. Not really. I mean, I don't know. Like right now I got pick 22. You can see his ADP is a little bit below that. I probably won't have to think about it because I'll take somebody else instead.
Yeah. Weird. We were mentioned this on the stream for the draft. I don't ever remember anything like this where you have two high profile wide receivers a week before the season just in complete limbo. And the Chase one is so weird to me. Like, Chase still has 2 years left on his deal. Chase has had one elite season, and that was his rookie year.
Yep.
And that was really because of the last game. Like, I mean, Chase was really good that year, but like his numbers were inflated by that humongous last game where he had like 200 yards or whatever it was. Like, why is Chase like, just get out there and play, dominate this year, and then next year ask for the bag? That's how this works.
That's how it used to work.
I guess so.
Yeah. And look, there actually is somebody else. I wonder how worried people are. I know people on social media are worried because that's all I saw today. It's a guy I'm not going to draft, not just because of the punt return thing. I'm actually going to go to DK here. Like DK, I don't have much DK. What about Kyren Williams becoming a punt returner?
Kyren Williams in the third now. All right, so we obviously talked. I did just take Kyren Williams in the second round of our best ball redraft league we just did. So sure, am I excited for Kyren Williams returning punts? Of course not, because it certainly increases the risk of injury. Like you can't dance around that. You can't pretend like Kyren Williams returning punts doesn't increase his risk of injury. But if you listen to what Sean McVay said, there's two things I think that were telling what he said. Number one, he said putting Kyren at punt return allowed him to cut whoever the guy that was like battling for punt return so that they could keep somebody else on the roster. Okay. But then he didn't say, I think this is what people are taking out of context. He didn't say, like, because we feel so good that Blake Corum and Ronnie Rivers can handle touches, we're fine putting Kyren at running back. At punt return. He said, because if needed, we feel confident in Blake Corum and Ronnie Rivers. If needed. Not like, you know what I mean? So that's like a big difference than like saying like, hey, we feel good that we have 3 guys that can carry the ball and we don't have to like work Kyren Williams to death so we can put him at punt return. If needed is if we need to. So now look, the chances that they may need to are higher because again, just because of returning punts, the risk is higher that he could get hurt and miss time. So I think what Sean McVay was trying to say is like, hey, we know it's risky, but at the same time, if we lose Kyren, we have confidence in the guys behind him. And now people are freaking out like Kyren Williams is just a punt returner or something.
Oh, well, of course, there is no reaction anymore. There's only overreaction and extreme reaction. But I mean, how many times realistically in a given game is he going to catch a punt and actually return it? People forget half of all punts are fair catches or they go out of bounds or something, right?
Right.
It's not going to be that often where he's putting himself in like severe harm's way. And even so, it's not like just a given that he's going to get destroyed in week 1 fielding a punt. So that's all overblown. But I think what is going, I don't know, this is obvious. This seems obvious. Blake Corum was always going to be involved and get some touches. Kyren Williams was not going to get 100% of the touches anyways. And so this just reinforces what I kind of already knew. But it doesn't mean Kyren Williams is still not one of the best running backs in fantasy. So, yeah, Corum is going to have a role. It's going to be involved. But I don't think Sean McVay's, just using Kyren as bait so he can go out there and get lit up so that he has an excuse to play Blake Corum.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't think it should drop Kyren not more than where he should have been.
If Kyren has fallen to the 3rd round or 4th round of your drafts because people are freaking out, just take Kyren.
Yeah. You can still draft Kyren Williams. Now, my whole thing was I don't think Kyren should have been an early 2nd round pick anyways. I'm late 2nd, early 3rd is where I felt better about him. But that's how I felt this whole time. There is injury risk in general with Kyren because he's had foot and ankle injuries. But that's not anything new.
Yeah, definitely. So that's certainly that to me is the concerning part is like, we don't need this guy taking extra hits unnecessarily, like returning a punt. But it is what it is.
True enough. All right. I'm up. I got 3 receivers. I have a ton of McBride. Honestly, I don't have probably not enough Josh Jacobs. He seems pretty secure. I guess I'll take Jacobs.
Yeah, I like Jacobs. I almost went Josh Allen where I took Pittman, but man, after what happened last time I took Josh Allen, I'm not doing
it. Yeah, it never turns out well, right? It feels like a good pick, and then you regret it. Do you feel any different about Jacobs now? A.J. Dillon out, Marshawn Lloyd banged up. I mean, is Jacobs higher for you or nah?
Nah, no higher, no lower. Like, Emmanuel Wilson is just probably going to get whatever touches A.J. Dillon or Marshawn Lloyd would have gotten this week, or next week, whatever. And then whenever Marshawn Lloyd is healthy and up to speed, he'll probably get it's the Packers. Like, it's Matt LaFleur. He even openly says, like, I don't want just one running back. Like, he openly says it. Like, hey, I don't want just one guy touching the ball the whole game. Even last year, for as bad as A.J. Dillon was, he was still getting like 10 to 15 touches a game. So, no, it hasn't changed anything for. I like Jacobs. I still like Jacobs. Yeah, it's not like AJ Dillon I thought was a major threat to Josh Jacobs or anything.
No, he definitely wasn't. All right, well, I was able to get Trey McBride anyways. Fell past ADP, not bad.
Nice.
Jacobs, I guess I feel maybe a little more secure taking him where he's going, but I mean, to me, still, yeah, Marshawn Lloyd is a winner here because when he is healthy, he's the clear RB2, and I'm still big on him. So I'm actually taking him more now in these last few best ball drafts because I can get him again a couple runs later, at least sometimes. His ADP's fallen a little bit.
Yeah, I think if there's a winner from the AJ Dillon season-ending IR, it's Marshawn Lloyd, because there was some real worry that Marshawn Lloyd was going to start the season on IR with that hamstring injury. The fact that they didn't put him on IR means he's probably not that far away from being back and healthy. So I think Marshawn Lloyd's the real winner with that one. And I just noticed that Jimmy is on here. Jimmy, are you sleep drafting? He was complaining about how tired he was. 28-year-old Jimmy complaining about how tired he was during the redraft. Draft.
And it can't get enough, just like us. There you go. Hey, gifted you Pickens. I have a lot of Pickens, but yeah, Pickens fell too. That's a nice pick. All right. Wow. Just speaking of old, I don't know how old you are, Justin. He said he's doing his first Best Ball Mania ever on Sunday. Wow. Well, good luck. I mean, I know you've been on here plenty, so you kind of know the ins and outs.
He took a nap. He's back, wired, getting Chase at 7. He took Chase Debo in both redraft leagues. He started both redraft leagues. Chase Debo.
All right, interesting. Got a hand in both of those holdouts. I mean, he's not worried about Chase, but he is worried about Aiyuk. Is that what that means? I don't know.
Who do we go with here? I got much faster clock now.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any Jaden Reed. Let's go Jaden Reed.
There you go. And at this point,
I have very little Jaden Reed, I should say.
Best Ball Mania, this is what, like 30 something, 40 something, I don't really know. Looking to mix things up, not purposely, not reaching, of course, not getting someone different just for the sake of being different, but not getting the exact same player or the same combo over and over.
Yeah, this is actually a good point. Justin saying they're going to do, he said they're going to do Best Ball Mania on Sunday. I don't know if Best Ball Mania will make it to Sunday.
That's true. They're filling up faster. Room and time is both running out. So yeah,
it's at what is it at right now? Why does my oh my gosh, this thing? I mean, it's close to full. I don't know why on my computer it's so tough to see, but it's close to full right now. It's over 92%.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, I need to get in as many slows as I can. All right, now tight end run. And your boy Keenan is still out there. Everyone's been listening. They're either heeding your advice or the word is out about his pizza reviews. One or the other.
I think the word is out on Keenan.
Yeah, I can pass. I do have a couple Keenan shares already. I'll pass on this one. Oh man. I mean, after him, there's no receiver who I feel like is a great value. I don't know. Do I do the Kyler stack again? The Kyler McBride stack again?
How many Kyler McBride stacks do you have?
Too many. Boy, I'll do Monty. I really don't have much Monty. Get a second running back. We'll do, I guess, a balanced build here. Look, I might get Kyler on the way back here. Look, who knows the way this is going? If Lanzo, guy on the clock, doesn't take him.
True. I mean, he probably could. Like, he has no reason to take Kyler. Guy at 2 has no reason to take Kyler. Doesn't mean they won't.
Yeah.
I mean, Stroud's still on the board too. So if they go QB, it's probably going to be Stroud, not Kyler.
Well, let's see. Yeah, that's one I would track. It tells you your exposures, right, for individual players. But I don't know. Is there a way that you can track how many times you have the same combo together? That's what I want to know. There you go.
Isn't there a site? Isn't there like some website that'll do it? Some website that shows that?
I have to do it. He's still there. 72 ADP, 75. Hey, good enough.
There you go. See, Jimmy knows. Fantasy Life will tell you your combos.
Oh, okay. Nice. Speaking of the Cardinals, so Stephen Borelli, would you do this trade? Got Marvin Harrison Jr., Dalton Schultz, and Chubb for Walker, Collins, Ferguson. You already got that squad. Let's just look at it in isolation first. Harrison, Schultz, Chubb, Walker, Collins, Ferguson.
I think I'm as much as I like Marvin Harrison.
Probably the non-Chubb side, right?
Because I just don't even know. Like, I don't have high hopes for Schultz. Like, he's fine, but I'd much rather have Ferguson. I'd much rather have Kenneth Walker than Chubb.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd rather have Harrison than Collins, but I don't think it's like a massive difference. So I think I want the Walker, Collins, Ferguson side. I don't want to wait around and hope that Chubb comes off PUP week 6, 7, 8, 9, whenever he comes off PUP, and then is playing, like remember Jonathan Taylor last year came back off of PUP on like week 6 or 7, whatever it was. And then it was like, you had to sit through 3 or 4 more weeks of him barely playing snaps. And he wasn't coming off injury near as bad as the one Nick Chubb is coming off of. And he's not as old as Nick Chubb. Like, yeah, just give me the Walker, Collins, Ferguson side. Even though I hate to give up Marvin Harrison, I think it's worth it to get rid of Schultz and Chubb.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I like Harrison, but I could see all 3 of the players on that other side outscoring all 3 on the first side. I like Ferguson better than Schultz. Of course, Walker way more than Chubb. And Nico, I still believe firmly he's the number 1 receiver in Houston. I don't even know if it's a given, but I'm pretty sure he'll match Harrison in terms of fantasy points. And even if it doesn't, it's close. But yeah, if you're getting the Walker, Collins, Ferguson side, definitely do that. So what about Monty? I took Monty here, RB2. He's pretty much, I don't know. Is it possible that we can be higher on Gibbs, but not really much lower on Monty? I mean, do you think he's going to be noticeably lower fantasy production this year because of Gibbs, or is it still going to be pretty close? I have a feeling it's still going to be pretty close.
I think it's going to be noticeably lower production because it was noticeably lower production last year. And what I mean by that is when you look at David Montgomery, you look at the beginning of the season, 13, this is PPR points, 13, 12, 34, 20. Then he had that 4-point game, but that was the game he got hurt in. And then when he came back, 17, 17, 15. But then you look down the stretch when Gibbs started to really assert himself. 12, 11, 10, 14, 12, 10, 13, 7. Those are fine. And by the way, he scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns in those games. It wasn't like he wasn't scoring. He was still scoring and getting you 12, scoring and getting you 10. I think that's who Monty's going to be this year. He's going to be you're happy when he scores, you're happy. When he doesn't, you wish you didn't have him in your lineup, which is fine. Which I guess is fine. Like, we know he's not catching passes. He only had 16 catches all of last year. And I do think he's going to lose some work to Gibbs, maybe more than some work. He's not the kind of guy that's going to, rip off huge runs. He's not the type of guy like a Devon Achane where it's like he might only touch the ball 12 times, but it's okay because one of them is a 50-yard touchdown, so it's fine. You know what I mean? He's not that kind of guy. So I do think Monty, I mean, if you look at Monty in the second half last year, he was that guy. He was a guy that was like fine, but that's it. He was just fine. And I think that's who he's going to be this year. He'll be fun. When he scores, you're going to be like, okay, he scored. Thank goodness. When he doesn't score, you'll be like, oh, I wish I didn't start him this week.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, so I do prefer him in this format. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna do something again I really haven't done very often. I just talked up Brock Bowers for a late season surge, so I think I got to get more than the couple of shares I have. I'm just going to be done at tight end here. Yeah, I prefer him a little bit more here in Best Ball Mania because it's half PPR, but also those weeks where he surges, those weeks where he scores 1-2 touchdowns will be more valuable to you.
Yes.
So, I agree. He's definitely more of a floor play this year in fantasy. But I don't think he takes a huge drop because this offense is pretty much the same. We'll see if that defense is any better. Maybe they'll be near some more leads this year, but not a big difference. Okay. Once again, like trying to mix it up, but Zeus is going to drop 8 picks below ADP. I can't not take him, can I?
How much Zamir White you have this year?
I think it's near 30% exposure, which I know some people are like, oh, I have 70% of this guy. Okay, I'm never going to be 70% on anybody.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure now my number one player on Best Ball. You're not like 70% on anybody, are you?
No. I don't. I did that year on drafters where I did, but those weren't tournaments. Those were cash games, I guess you call them.
It just switched to your Google thing.
Oh, my bad. Why did it do that?
I don't know.
I was looking up potential. All right, hold on. We got a blank screen here.
If you got any tabs open that we shouldn't be seeing, now's the time.
I do not.
Just kidding.
No, because I was looking because I got Marvin Harrison, so I was looking at like potential bringbacks.
I know. I
was just
I have
making
to
sure.
do that
I was
now.
just making sure he made the 53, which he did.
Okay. Yeah. I know now I got into the habit when I'm doing BBM5, I just keep another tab open with the week 17 schedule because I'm trying to remember the week 1 schedule and I can never fully remember the week 17 schedule too. So yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I got that. That's why I was looking at the schedule because I got Harrison. Oh, I'm on the clock.
Yeah, you're.
I don't have a lot of Brian Robinson. Sounds like Shaheed will be good for week 1, week 2 at the latest.
Matt wants to know what running back could I trade Adams for?
I think Adams still has quite a bit of value in most fantasy leagues. I think you could probably get somebody like Etienne for Adams. Josh Jacobs for Adams.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, he's still considered an elite wideout. He goes in the second round, a lot of drafts. Probably any running back you might see in round 2 or 3. Good chance, not guaranteed. Good chance you can get him. It really depends on, what the other guy thinks of Adams, but still an elite elite running back should be. Okay, almost up. So now, good either way. So let's see what this team does. Do I go for the short early season running back with Jerome Ford, or the possible late season league winner, Blake Corum. Well, there you go.
There's your choice. I really still think we could see Jerome Ford all year.
Yeah. I think he's just a good pick. Man, I really hope they don't bring back Kareem Hunt again or somebody.
I mean,
like
I'm pretty sure we would have heard something by now, like that he was trying out for them or whatever.
Yeah.
Did they re-sign? Did they bring Deontay Foreman back to the practice squad?
I think they did, yeah. But he's hurt, and he's always hurt too, so that's not a concern.
No, not. It wasn't ever a concern for me.
There goes Chubb. All right, full reach.
People still believe.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna be done at quarterback because I got Tua here to pair with Tyreek Hill.
You hope.
Nice. Love it. I love it. I love this team. This might be my favorite one yet, but let's see how I wind up at receiver because I only have 3. Okay. Well, let's talk this a little bit here. Marcus says he doesn't know much about Zamir White. Yeah, I like him. He's my number 1 drafted player in Underdog. You like him too, though.
I like him too. I think he's being undervalued. He's got the size. He's got the speed. He's a good enough pass catcher. No, not the best offense by any stretch, but for where you're drafting him, I think the upside is there.
The thing is, volume. I always say with running backs, I mean, I wish I felt better about how many targets he might get as a receiver. He'll get some, though. He's not going to be completely shut out. That's the difference between him and the guy who's going, if you can see, based on Underdog ADP, at least right around the same range, is Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards will be the leading rusher from the early downs, unless J.K. Dobbins really rises from the ashes and actually stays healthy. But Gus Edwards will score touchdowns. Gus Edwards will not catch any passes, at all. Zamir White will catch some passes, but he's also going to be the early down back. And he's also going to be the goal line back. You know what I mean? And who's behind him? Alexander Madison, who was washed and let go by Minnesota. Nah. Dylan Lobb is what, a 6th round pick, 7th round pick? So
yeah, I'm not really worried about any running backs taking major touches from him.
Yeah, but I've always been a fan of Zamir and feel like he just needed a shot. Now he's got a shot. So he's just a tough, physical runner. Speaking of tough physical but runners, Browner 911 wants to know, you got Henry over Jacobs?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just think Henry's touchdown potential in that Ravens offense is 15 plus.
Yeah, I definitely. And that's a case where even though we know Jacobs will catch more passes than Henry, I mean, Henry's just he's not a human. So you got more Muth. I mean, more on Muth, but we've been trying to track trends. Are you worried at all about the fact that, I guess, with starters or starter type situations or whatever preseason, Darnell Washington was getting almost as many snaps? I know he's really out there to block, but still, do you feel like this is Arthur Smith ready to pull the rug out from under us?
I mean, probably, but I mean, you're drafting Pat Freiermuth in round 11, round 12.
Yeah.
It's okay. You know what I mean? I got Ferguson already. I just decided to pull the trigger on Muth and just be done at tight end. I feel like with Ferguson, I can just go 2 tight ends and call it a day. Ferguson Muth, I feel like is good enough for me at tight end. So yeah, Arthur Smith will probably pull the rug out from under us and do some crazy stuff this year, but I think Freiermuth will still be fine.
Okay, almost up here.
Late for the dogs to still be up.
They don't go to sleep until we go to sleep. Well, you're not going to get your most drafted player because I'm going to take him here.
Yeah, no, I saw him there, and I was like, nah, I can't have too much. I have too much Mooney. Too much Mooney this year.
Yeah, I need to start loading up on a receiver, and also going to take a guy I know you like. He's dropping probably too much. Well, we'll see. I might not get him. I'm saying that now. I might not. Downs.
Yeah, I still like Downs. I almost took him in our redraft draft we just did. I forget who I took instead, and then he went like a few picks later.
Matt Cash. Are you worried about Puka at all? He was thinking of trading Puka, Najee, Ramondre for Kyren and Andrews.
I am not doing that. I am keeping Puka, Najee, and Ramondre for sure. I mean, I don't think you can be worried about Puka and not be worried about Kyren.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's really nothing to worry about with Puka, I don't think.
No. And I do like Andrews. I think Andrews is being very undervalued. I don't think people realize how good Andrews was last year before his injury, and the Ravens haven't done anything at pass catcher to make me think oh, he's going to see a reduction in his targets or his red zone usage. So I still do like Andrews, but just give me Puka, Najee, and Ramondre.
Agree. I'm not worried about Puka. Well, like we said at the very beginning, not really worried about Kyren, but yeah, I'll still take that first side. Let's go back. Josh Rogers. This question was from a little while ago, but it's interesting. It's a 14-teamer, pick 13th. This is a squad. Murray, Wilson, Dell, Johnson, Addison, Jason, Pacheco, Stevenson, Robinson Jr., Ford, Mason, Musgrave.
All right, so you got Wilson, Dell, Deontay, Addison, JSN. That's pretty good. Pacheco, Stevenson, Robinson, Ford, Mason, Musgrave. Well, Mason, that's good at running back. Musgrave at tight end is, I mean, it's okay for a 14-teamer. I'm getting a little nervous for starting to hear a lot of Tucker Kraft talk. You did get Kyler Murray, though. But, I mean, if tight end's your weakness in a 14-team league, this is a pretty good 14-teamer, honestly. You got a lot of good players.
Yeah. It's solid. I mean, a lot of picks I like. Solid across the board. Your receiver room is pretty deep for a 14-teamer. Yeah, and the running backs, it's more, again, you don't have anyone who's necessarily going to jump up and be a top 5 fantasy running back, but I think depth is pretty important in that kind of format. And again, you have 4 startable running backs, which is pretty impressive. So, yeah, I like it. I agree. Musgrave, I was super high in Musgrave, but I'm starting to back down a little bit too because of a Kraft I thought was going to be out longer than he was. He tore his pec, I think, early, but that was a while ago.
What do we do here? Kind of thinking of just taking Cousins.
Hey, go for it. I wasn't going to take him anyway, so.
He's just he's about 15 picks below ADP.
There you go.
But I don't really have a Cousins.
Yeah.
Anything.
You don't, and again, you don't have to. You're not obligated to stack every quarterback you draft. I know we usually do, but it's okay not to. Miguel, notice the super chat. Thank you. Question is above. Let's go above. Above. Sorry, must be much more above because I'm still looking for it.
Let's see.
You see Miguel's question, Miguel Perez. No. Hold on, Miguel. Looking for it.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. Just type it in the chat. You don't have to super chat, of course. Just type it in the chat.
Yeah, Miguel, I see your super chat, but I don't see an actual question. Okay, we'll get to that then. All right. Almost up. While we're waiting, how do we feel about Jordan Love?
Well, I called him a league winner. So
Pretty
I feel
good.
pretty good about Jordan Love. Everything is there for Jordan Love.
Agree. Deep receiving core, 2 tight ends that can catch. A running back who is definitely a good receiver. Yeah.
Good offensive minded head coach. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's all there.
And I don't think I talked about this in that league winner video. I think if you ask most people, you say, hey, who was better last year, Jordan Love or CJ Stroud? Everybody would just instantly say CJ Stroud. But the correct answer is Jordan Love was better than CJ Stroud last year.
Good point. I think the most important thing is you can draft Jordan Love later than all those other quarterbacks. As what he's going like QB 10 usually off the board, something like that.
Yeah, he's exactly CJ Stroud, QB 5, QB 6, depending on your league, probably. Jordan Love, like, yeah, QB 10. You can usually get him 3, 4, 5 rounds later. So and Jordan Love even was a better, like, ran for more yards than CJ Stroud. Not that either of them are running quarterbacks, but CJ Stroud didn't even have him in the rushing department.
Yeah, I thought Stroud would run a little bit. He didn't really at all. I mean, he didn't have to. He's such a good pocket presence, but yeah, I thought he would give him some rushing upside. All right. I really don't like too many of the receivers here. I guess I'm going to take another share of Wandale. It's pretty much the only Giant I've drafted more than once. Although that's not true. I think I have a couple of Tyrone Tracy last round when I could get him the last round picks.
I think I actually do have 2 or 3 neighbors teams. I even shockingly have a neighbors Daniel Jones stack. It's gonna be funny if that wins me $1.5 million.
I definitely don't have that stack. Hey, can't have exposure to everybody. Justin, yeah, Greg Dortch. Actually, I was eyeballing him there. I already have the Kyler McBride thing. Not that I couldn't get Dortch, but I do have some Dortch. What do you think, Dortch?
Yeah, we were talking Dortch a lot most of the offseason. I mean, yeah, I think he is a good deep sleeper. Like, he's going to play the slot there in Arizona. He's not going to have a huge ceiling.
No, not a ceiling play, but hey, at this point in the draft, I mean, look at the guys who are on the board. There's Dotson if you think he'll do anything in Philly. And by the way, I'm not drafting Dotson, even though I'm still okay with Dotson where he is. I had so much Dotson already early in the best ball season. I mean, he honestly is still one of my highest exposures at receiver. I was probably a little too high on Dotson because I thought he was going to be the number 2 guy in Washington.
I feel like I have too much Vidal. I was going to take Marshawn Lloyd there, but I got sniped. Actually, I don't have a lot of Tank. Let's go Tank.
It's a good one.
Let's grab Luke.
There goes P. Ryan. I was wondering. I was like, how early is Carson Steele going to go? And all of a sudden, P. Ryan. I mean, is he going to be the guy that comes out of nowhere and all of a sudden has those random big games for Kansas City during the year?
The Chiefs backfield this offseason. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, clear handcuff. Oh, nope. Deneric Prince. Deneric Prince, definitely the clear handcuff. Oh, nope. He's cut. Carson Steele. Is that his name? Carson Steele. Carson Steele. Clear handcuff. No doubt about it. Clear hand. Oh, nope. Samaje Perine. Clear. Like, who knows? 2 weeks from now, it'll be somebody else. Just draft Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, 2 weeks or mid-season, they're going to pull Jerick McKinnon back off the street
Right.
again or something. Or they'll bring Kareem Hunt back, something. Like, come on. Let's just stop buying into a guy just because he's on the Chiefs. Yeah. I'll do a couple quick ones here. Rolando. You got James Cook or Kenneth Walker higher?
I think I still got to go James Cook. I do like Kenneth Walker, but I think I got to put James Cook over him.
It is close, but I'll still give the edge to Cook. Man, I have a lot of Vidal already too. Do I just take him again? Nah. I'll buy the dip. I get another Demarcus Robinson.
Who's nicknamed Warhorse? Carson Steele? Is he Warhorse?
Is he?
Is it P Ryan is a nickname Warhorse? Is he? Maybe.
That's a new one for me. Eric Sanchez. Thank you, Eric. All right. Wants to know the rating on this team. Purdy, Hill, Harrison, Olave, Pittman, Terry, Palmer, running back Jacobs, Zamir White, Robinson, I'm guessing Javonte Williams and Brooks, McBride and Bowers. That's what I got here. Wants to know if you should make a trade for Jordan Love.
Well, first of all, your team is stacked. I'm gonna assume it's a 10-teamer. I mean, Tyreek Hill, Marvin Harrison, Olave, Pittman, Terry McLaurin, and Palmer at wide receiver. And then you still have Jacobs, Zamir White, Brian Robinson, Javonte Williams, and Brooks at running back, plus McBride and Bowers, plus Purdy. I mean, if you want to trade for Love, sure, but I think Purdy's fine. I think your team is just stacked.
Yeah, it looks good to me. Hold on, let me make this pick. All right, fine.
So Jimmy's saying, yeah, it is Carson Steele. He played in his high school championship game with a broken hand and a broken foot.
All right, Warhorse. Well, yeah. How can you fade a guy like that? Huh. Yeah, maybe with the last.
I mean, would it shock anybody if Carson Steele was a league winner at the end of the season?
Nothing shocks me anymore.
Right? It's like, yeah. Isaiah Pacheco gets hurt week 14. Carson Steele runs wild for 3 weeks. Next year, he's a 5th-round pick and does nothing.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm thinking to see this year's Peyton.
It's like remember Daryl Williams? Daryl Williams when
that's
Kareem
right.
Hunt got suspended and then Spencer Ware got hurt and then it was Daryl Williams and they went and won the Super Bowl with him. And then the next year he was like a 2nd-round pick and he did like nothing.
Yeah, pretty sure we called that. I was thinking Peyton Hillis, but I guess he's not necessarily going to be the lead back unless Pacheco goes down. So should you trade for Love? I don't think you need to trade for Love. I mean, Purdy should be fine. Well, actually, we didn't talk about. We mentioned Aiyuk at the top. I'm worried about the team without Trent Williams because that is more significant impact. I don't think I'm fading all Niners because of it, but it's something to keep an eye on.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, if you want to trade for Love, go for it, but like, don't overpay just to get Love.
No, only like if you can package Purdy with, I don't know, like Robinson. Even Terry, that would be too much.
All right, let's do it. I can't fade a guy nicknamed Warhorse. Let's go.
All right, there you go.
Let's go.
Your team is really good.
A guy nicknamed Warhorse.
So you got him. Let me see. All right, 205. Well, let's go. I've seen him go inside the top 200 now, and Samaje Perine just went at 180 something. So.
Carson Steele, BBM winner, BBM 5 winner.
Very well could be.
And I got Jordan Whittington for the bring back with Marvin Harrison, so that wasn't bad.
Very nice. Actually, it's Rams Cardinals week 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel good. I got Kyler McBride stack. I now have D-Rob and Corum, who will be the number one receiver, number one running back by week 17 for the Rams. Maybe.
I actually passed on to Marcus Robinson because I have too much of them.
Well,
I need to get some Whittington just in case.
Just in case, doesn't hurt. I'm going to throw out a just in case pick here in a second, hopefully. Jalen Naylor. This is an interesting question, HM. Who do you think is, I guess that's a straight up Jordan Mason or Jalen Wright a better handcuff than Trey Benson? Which backup running back you feel best about?
Well, if we're just going to view them as pure handcuffs, then I think Jordan Mason has to be number one because he's the handcuff to Christian McCaffrey. But I think when you look at these guys, like I do think Jordan Mason absolutely needs an injury. Like Jordan Mason with a healthy Christian McCaffrey is not getting enough touches to be fantasy relevant. Jalen Wright maybe could carve out a role, but probably still needs an injury. Trey Benson is a guy who may not need an injury. As the season goes on, he could carve out a role even without injury. So, but if we're just going to view him as pure handcuffs, it would be Mason number one because he's in that 49ers offense.
He's the true handcuff there, but I'm still taking Benson over those two. I can't believe it, which, by the way, we'll get to this while we're waiting. Miguel, I don't know if you heard us earlier, didn't see your super chat. Miguel, if you can just type your question right now, we'll get to it. Just type it as a regular question. I just got sniped on my last round pick that I didn't think anybody was going to take. I was all ready to take Noah Brown from Washington, and somebody actually took him. Cannot believe it.
Well, you know how it goes, He's in the news. He's in the drafts. That's how it goes. If he's in the news, he's getting drafted today.
That just means I have to do another one. All right. Let's go ahead and break down our teams. Draft's over just like that. Let's see. Your team here got Anthony Richardson, Kirk Cousins. That's pretty nice. You got JT to go with AR. Let's get a hold of that Colts offense. You got Mostert, B-Rob, Benson, Bigsby, and now we can from now on call him the Warhorse. It's pretty much anchor RB. Was that the JT, like when you got him first round, you're thinking, okay, I can wait on RB2. Is that just kind of your mindset, or are you still just taking what falls to you?
I'm still just taking what falls. I almost took Rachaad White, but I figured I could wait.
Yeah, you can. You got plenty of upside there. And then you went Harrison Jr., Rice, Pittman, Reed, Shaheed, Wilson, McCaffrey, and Whittington. The lotto ticket there. Happy with that?
Yeah, I can't say this is one of my favorite teams. There are some players I was hoping would make it back to me for some bringbacks or for some stacks that didn't, but it's okay. Not my favorite.
All right. Hey, I mean, look, Pittman is your wide receiver 3. Reed is your wide receiver 4. And you got some weekly upside, right? Michael Wilson is a guy better in best ball. Shaheed, better in best ball type players. So, and then Ferguson Muth, I think that's pretty good. Let's see if I actually wound up liking this team better than I think I did. Kyler and Tua, of course, I love that.
That's nice.
Jacobs, Monty, Zamir, Corum, Bucky, and Vidal. So looking at it now, my last 3 running backs are all rookies who need something to happen, right? So, what do you think? Is it too risky?
No, it's okay in this format. I mean, with Jacobs, Monty, and Zamir, you should be fine. And just one of those guys pays off. That's good enough.
Yeah, I mean, to some extent, I feel like that's always, you're trying to win a huge tournament, right? With thousands and thousands of entries, you need something to break right. So you might as well take those
Yeah.
chances. But I'll always say I would rather take the shot on a guy like Kamani Vidal to break out than take like Jamal Williams or somebody who it doesn't even matter if Alvin Kamara is out for the season. Jamal Williams probably won't be a league winner. No disrespect, Jamal Williams. Tyreek Hill, Chris Olave, DK Metcalf, Darnell Mooney, Downs, Wandale, DeMarcus, Malik Washington.
I like that Malik Washington pick at the end. I think he's being a little slept on.
Yeah, it's good. It's not the strongest receiver core, but it's okay. And then McBride Bowers.
There you go. All right, we did get here's Miguel's. Here we go, Miguel.
All right, wants to rate the team. Had 6 pick, Hurts, Henry, Achane, Sun God, Flowers, Kincaid, Godwin. I like this team. Okay, well, I don't even see the bench. Javonte, Ford, Watson, JSN, Shaheed, Vidal.
I mean, yeah, this team is great. You got Jalen Hurts, you got Henry and Achane, and you got Sun God, Flowers, Godwin with Kincaid, Javonte, Ford, Watson. Yes, 9-5 for a 12-teamer. This is a 9-5.
Yeah. I mean, you got a clear number one receiver. You got a clear number one. And some people think about Achane as a number one running back. Somehow you got 2 stud running backs. Achane must have fallen, is all I can think.
Yeah.
You got the number one quarterback, maybe. You have my favorite tight end, who's at the very least top 5 tight end. Yeah, this is like a 9-5. Honestly, You smashed it.
Well done.
Yeah, very nice. And another one.
Tris just saying hi. What's up, Tris?
Aw. Love you too. Oh, look, Tris. We had to do it. I know that we were all ready for an IDP league. I was ready for IDP. I don't think the world is ready for IDP. Not everybody is. Some people are, but well, one day we'll fill an IDP league quickly. But I'm just happy that we'll fill a league. So, Chris, you already drafted your 2.
Yep.
I got mine coming up this weekend, so we'll be live drafting for real. Oh, and Roberto is definitely in. Actually, Roberto was in both of them, but he's going to be in the one that was IDP Superflex now. So Roberto's ready to draft.
Roberto likes spicy.
Oh yeah, he's down for whatever. That's what I love. Down for whatever. All right. Well, we'll do more drafting live, of course. Also, more best ball. I mean, I don't know. We got to get in here before this thing shuts down. And even if it does, there'll be a couple of others. But guys, not a lot of time left. We have exactly a week before we're talking about the very first NFL game of the season. So get in there. If you don't have Underdog, you're watching this, you're like, that looks like fun. I'll do it. Do it now because you can actually draft still while time remains. And even if you don't want to do best ball, oh well, you can do those picks. And again, you sign up right now, you get that free pick, the Travis Kelce pick. He gets a yard, you win a pick. So basically, you get a free pick, and you combine that with any of the picks. And we also tell you, which by the way, you're going to see the start sit videos coming out very soon. We tell you the picks that we like the best, the ones that look like they should be instant winners. So very nice way that you can start out your Underdog career with some wins, and then
they got a Warhorse line for you right there.
Oh,
you Warhorse fans.
What is it? Oh, it's a spice one.
It's a Scorcher, a 4.09x Scorcher if he gets 1 rush or receiving touchdown.
All right. I mean, no risk it, no biscuit, right? I wouldn't put that one with the free pick, but right. I would do a separate one. If you want to go spicy, take that one, put it with another one, and see what happens. I will say in general, I mean, that's pretty much as spicy as you get. Massive Scorcher. That's a good way to put it. It's a massive Scorcher, but the one pick, the type of pick I probably fade the most is the touchdown ones. Those are the ones that you really generally don't want to take a chance on, but hey, you never know.
Never know. Carson Steele, week one touchdown.
There you go. That is definitely spicy.
Definitely spicy.
All right, guys. Well, appreciate you being on this one. Again, check out Underdog if you haven't already. And if you do, join us for the next one. And we'll see you again very soon.